Okay, it's Monday. Here is my dilemma for today and tomorrow. I've got to get this into here so I can put that on this in here and make it stay. It evidently takes an O-ring, and what I've kind of figured out is that these screws go in and up. They must be breather holes, which is kind of winchy. But I'm going to have to get some bolts, probably some kind of stud bolt, and drill the centers out and make some kind of bracket to come off of here to here, and then a bottom bracket to come from here to here, to stationary that carburetor down there. I've got to get an O-ring to go into here, so I'm going to have to go into town and get an O-ring. Man, they could have come up with a better deal than this. I was going to weld it, but nah, I'm just going to get the O-ring, make some brackets. I'm going to drill these bolts and hook onto them with a breather tube and come down to my exhaust. And I should be able to pull a vacuum on this engine, which will help the ring seal better, which should give me a little power. It usually happens on the top end, which this motorcycle is not going to have a whole hell of a lot of top end. But I just like to do some tricky shit like that because that's kind of the bullshit that I do. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do with those mufflers.
Around the Democrats' necks.
The old style comes down, they come back, then they come up.
Just cancel the student loan debt up to whatever.
I'd like to do something kind of like MV Agusta,
just do it.
Or maybe Ducati.
You think the country is headed for a big right turn in November?
If we could put some kind of a
if you do this
collector box, there's not a lot of clearance under the motorcycle. But if I could come up with some kind of collector box and then come out with the exhaust, it'd look like shit.
She's talking about Biden doing this? Yeah.
But I'd like to do something, a little trick. I don't know what. I probably will end up going back with the same old, same old.
Just do it.
But that's my dilemma for today and tomorrow.
The Department of Education is under the...
I got to get some studs. I got to drill them out. Put some bolts, make some brackets, get an O-ring, get the carbonator stationary, not carbonator, get the carburetor stationary. I don't know how many of you people even know what a carbonator is. Anyway, get the carburetor stationary and get this thing moving right along. It shouldn't be that big a deal. But that's the story. Did I ever show you guys my 55?
Speaking of which, by the way,
I'm 71. And I bought this thing when I was 12.
What do you mean?
There's the inside. I've got a Richmond in it. Got a 9-inch Ford. I had to cut the back end down. I'm running 514s now, but I've got 617s that are really a trip when it goes in it.
What guy is she going to portray? Well, she's going to appear in the drag queen show, RuPaul's Drag Race.
But this is my neat little car.
That's what she's going to do.
This is what I used to do when I had nothing else to do.
Is going to this previous drag competition.
But I've got that Ford rear end, 9-inch Ford on a 3-link. Coil springs.
Can I get an amen? It's one of RuPaul's famous lines.
If I can get over here. I got this little scoop. I made this scoop. Carol Cottle used to have a scoop like this back in the day. That's where this thing came from. That's his idea. I asked him what the deal was. Everybody else was running a backward scoop. And he said he didn't know. He just wanted to up where the air was. Hell, that made sense to me. But this is what I did.
That's dangerous.
I made the headers.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I forget what size they are, but it's a step down header. I come out, I think, with 2 1/8, and I go down to 1 7/8, and then into a 4/2 collector.
All right, let's try this. Okay, ready?
I've got the old style magneto on there,
Being themselves. Believing in.
and I've got 2 1/8" tubes coming out on this thing, and I run it on E85. I've got a little button here. I'm not going to push it because I don't know what gear it's in. This is my start button. This is my kill button. I can adjust everything up front here with just me. I've got the rockers on it that are on the bar. I had rollers on it, but I did change it over to the bar. And here's what I'm talking about on that motorcycle. So you can come out of here, and it goes down to the collector. And when you're up there about 65.7, 75, you start pulling a vacuum in here, and it'll help those rings seal. But I don't think that motorcycle will even come close to that. But this is a pretty nice little deal. I'm happy with it. I've had it for a while.
That's very good.
I can't find any E85 around here. I'm going to have to go down to Pensacola, Shanghai some E85 somewhere.
And that's why I couldn't.
I used my last 5 gallons, and I go through about 5 gallons in about 1 minute.
Rand Paul's drag race. It is RuPaul.
Anyway, that's my little 55. This is my latest project. I'm running out of time here. I may not finish it.
The last thing Pelosi said
Anyway,
on the Drag Race All-Star show.
we got to get the job
To
done.
the pandering part, you're an inspiration.
Okay, when I get this thing put back together, I'll get back on. You guys have a good day.
All right.
Give me a like or two if you would, please.
Bridge too far.
Adios, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.
Excited to be on this